guys, TrueGreen7 here, and everybody has different opinions on the Pokemon franchise, and it just so happens that everybody includes me. So in this video, I'm going to count down 10 of the personal opinions that I have, or actions that I've done that aren't very popular amongst Pokemon fans. None of these are too controversial, and the point of this list is to entertain, so please judge my video based on its actual quality and not by any opinions that you may disagree with. Also note that I don't think any of these opinions are facts at all, so disagreeing with me is perfectly fine, but at least respect what I have to say because I'm being totally honest. And if your opinion matches mine, then please back me up in the comment section below. Now let's begin with less of an unpopular opinion and more of an unpopular choice in Pokemon. Number 10. I picked Bulbasaur. I must admit that whenever I play through Kanto, I always pick Bulbasaur. You must think less of me now. I guess we can't be friends anymore. But I hope it helps if I tell you that I think Squirtle and Charmander are so cute, and that Blastoise and Charizard are awesome. I know a lot of people picked Bulbasaur as well. Personally, I may have picked the Grass-type starter because of my love for the color green, or that I like the gentle giant archetype that Venusaur fulfills. But for some reason, I really like Squirtle, I mean Venusaur, and I'm never disappointed when I have one on my team. Number 9. I personally think HOENN is the best region, and has the greatest integration of Pokemon and geography. Now I'm only talking about the HOENN region itself and its geography, not the third generation games or their remakes. Out of any region, you cannot say that HOENN is not the most diverse location in the Pokemon world. It has a huge variety of terrain. It includes the default grasslands, an ash route, a desert, 2 rainforests, 3 beaches, a volcano, tons of diverse caves, meteor falls, flowery locations, an abandoned ship, and underwater diving. Plus there's the soar mechanic, mirage spots, the Dex Nav sneaking mechanic, and secret bases. So HOENN is incredibly immersive. That's not to say that the other regions suck, cause they don't. I love them too. But the argument that HOENN isn't good because it has too much water is terrible, especially in Oras. It has the most amount of routes to compensate for the vast amount of water routes, which I actually think are great. I have fun exploring the seas of HOENN and reaching new islands and locations that I didn't know existed. It's very adventurous, and the Pokemon in HOENN feel like they would live in such a tropical region. It's realistic, and the fact that a lot of Pokemon share relationships with each other makes it even more realistic. Just because you may think another region is better, which may or may not be true, it certainly does not mean that HOENN shouldn't get any merit for being so diverse. Number 8. I really like some unpopular UNOVA Pokemon. I like Vanillite a lot. There are hundreds and hundreds of Pokemon, so why can't one Pokemon look like a cute little ice cream cone? It's not like it's actually ice cream. In fact, ice cream in the Pokemon world is implied to be based on these icicle Pokemon. It's just a fun game, don't take it that seriously. Chandelure is awesome too. It's clearly a possessed candelabra. Why isn't that acceptable? I also like Druddigon. Just because it's ugly doesn't mean it's a bad Pokemon. He's pretty cool. Naked mole rats aren't the handsomest, and that doesn't mean we should kill all of them. I love Emboar and have no problem with Garbodor. It's supposed to look ugly, and if Muck's existence makes sense, then so does Garbodor's. And after all, out of over 700 Pokemon, who cares if you don't love a few? Number 7. The Kanto region itself is bland compared to all other regions. You have to face it because it's a fact. It is. The Kanto region has the least variety and diversity in routes, cities, and towns. It's all pretty much grasslands, and I'm not going to fault it because Kanto set a precedent for all other regions, and was formed based on the technological capabilities at the time. You may believe that Generation 1 is amazing, and I certainly do, because I think all generations are great, but it's totally ignorant to say that the Kanto region is the best. And of course, I love the Kanto region a lot, and unlike a lot of people, I like the atmosphere of the Kanto games. So if I'm saying that it's the worst out of all 6, then that means I love all the other regions. But comparing Kanto to any other region is like comparing a delicious sandwich to a Thanksgiving dinner. Number 6. I think Black and White 2 are amazing games. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I really enjoyed playing Pokemon Black 2. It's just a fact. I did enjoy playing Black 2. The game was more challenging, the variety of Pokemon was great, all the added new locations, characters, and music were flipping fantastic. I love how some parts aren't even linear, and I'm still playing the post-game till this very day. You see? I'll admit that the story in Black and White is better, but other than that, I personally feel like these games are superior. Just like all the other third versions in Pokemon. I really do believe that Game Freak was the least laziest when making Black and White 2. They gave it their all, and if you say otherwise, you're gonna have to rethink. I'm not gonna say it's the best Pokemon game ever, but for me, it's in the top 3. What can I tell you? I had fun. Number 5. I think Red and Blue are definitely not the best Pokemon games. And I'm only talking about the originals, not the remakes. From experience, I gotta tell you that whenever I try to play Pokemon Red, I do not have as much of a great time as I do when playing any other Pokemon game. Generation 1 games are extremely dated and limited. I'm not talking about the impact of Generation 1 games or even the generation as a whole. I'm just talking about the games themselves. If I asked a 6-year-old kid if he wanted to play Pokemon Red or Pokemon Y, he's gonna pick Y. On the other hand, I believe Fire Red and Leaf Green improved almost every single problem I had with Pokemon Red. I enjoyed playing Fire Red so much, and I would totally recommend them over the originals. Just take away any nostalgia you have and you'll see. You'll all see. Number 4. My opinion on the Pokemon anime openings. While I adore the first Pokemon theme song, I kinda love the fourth one a little bit more. I don't know why I'm attached to it, but I do know it's not nostalgia because I didn't really watch that season as a kid. I think I just really enjoyed the background music of Born to Be a Winner, and the opening's visuals as well. It's very epic. All the HOENN theme songs are also very good. I could not complain about any of them. Pretty much every theme song from season 1 to 9 is really good. But once Cartoon Network took over, the theme songs did become a little tacky. But I do think that the first Black and White theme song is underrated and unreasonably disliked. Of course, I do think the UNOVA anime is pretty bad, but this theme song actually has some good lyrics and a nice tune. What's wrong with the line, "It's not always black and white, but your heart always knows what's right"? I'd print that on a t-shirt. And as a CG artist, I appreciate the 3D animation, especially in the Japanese version. The X and Y themes are pretty good too. Number 3. If the Johto region games didn't have such a massive post-game, then the Johto region itself wouldn't be as popular. Before your head explodes, I'm not saying that the Johto games aren't good. In fact, I personally believe that Heart Gold and Soul Silver are the best Pokemon games, but only by a bit. And one big factor as to why people highly rate the region of Johto is because it's connected to Kanto. But what if it wasn't? Then Johto would still have some pretty good lore and a few cool locations like Ice Path, Ecruteak City, the Whirl Islands, all the towers, and Slowpoke Well. But other than that, the region is pretty much like Kanto. I can totally accept people saying that Gold, Silver, or their remakes are the best Pokemon games, but it's not really accurate to say that the region of Johto is better than all 4 regions that came after it. Number 2. I don't hate any Pokemon games, regions, themes, or Pokemon themselves. That's right, I don't really actively hate anything about Pokemon. Of course, I may be annoyed by a few things and dislike 1 or 2 Pokemon, but I don't hate anything enough to quit playing Pokemon if Game Freak made one wrong move. And I don't understand people who have extreme or harsh opinions about something within the franchise. Let me elaborate. I really don't get when people get worked up about anything they dislike in Pokemon or say that something within Pokemon is total garbage. It's obviously alright to criticize an aspect of the game or the design of a Pokemon, or even the amount of water HOENN has, but you can't tell me that just because UNOVA introduced Klinklang, that the whole Generation 5 sucks, and that because you totally dislike a generation, that means it's the worst. And I also don't understand people who actively dislike something because it's popular and overexposed. Yes, Lucario and Charizard are overrated, but just because you're frustrated with their overexposure or their fanbase doesn't mean that they're inherently bad, cause they aren't. They're freaking awesome, just like a lot of Pokemon are. My favorite Pokemon is Sceptile, but if you dislike Sceptile, I don't mind. It's art. Not everybody will look at it the same way. And on the other side, just because I like a specific region or Pokemon doesn't mean I don't like all the other ones. But if you believe that all your opinions are facts, then you got a little learning to do. But my opinions are facts, so listen to them. Number 1. It's not easy to decide which generation is the best or worst. What does that mean? It means that to decide which generation is the best, you would have to look at so many variables, like the games, the plot, the added features, the added Pokemon, the characters, the music, the new region, the spin-off games, and many more things that are just subjective. Cause guess what? Not everybody has the same experience playing Pokemon, and not everybody's looking for the same thing when they play Pokemon. For example, I always appreciate the music in a specific generation, while a lot of people just play on mute. and that could heavily influence my opinion on a certain generation. Some people like plot more than gameplay and vice versa. And nostalgia is also a big factor. In the end, I personally think that no generation is way better than all the other ones, or that one generation is way worse. And it's pretty mindless to think so without analyzing every single aspect, especially since there isn't a clear answer. Woo, that was a long video. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider liking and subscribing if you haven't. Click on the top video to check out more top 10 lists, and the bottom one for music-related Pokemon videos. Follow me on these social networks, check my other videos right here, and I'll see you guys very soon.